Hi, good morning, children. Hope that you are all keeping fine. I'm getting a chance after 1 week. The last week, Kiran Mom was teaching you geography. Geography is over, I hope, right? And today, just we will start with history, the French Revolution. The French Revolution, that because the class where I am teaching ninth diamond, I have already finished half of its chapter. Anyway, still that is, I am just repeating for other students too. Now let us start with this French Revolution. Yes, fine. Good morning to all. So here that is French Revolution now as we studied. So the ninth onwards we are going to study the world history. So far we studied the history of India. The sixth standard ancient period is studied. Seventh standard you studied the medieval period, and the eighth standard you studied the modern period. So you studied a somewhat an average. You got an average idea about the history of India. Now what we are going to study is now that is the history of the world. It is not easy that we are going to study the history of the whole world. No, we are going to study some selected portions of history of the world. And one of the selected area is the revolution that had been taken place in France. That had been taken place in France. So why we are taking that there are a lot of revolution or the independence struggle in America, Germany, so many other countries, or the France, that is so many that African countries, any other European countries. There are so many problems or issues were there, and they all had the struggle, and they changed it into the democracy and all. It is all clear. But why we have emphasized or why we have taken the history of France? The reason is a very important one. So we need to understand why we are following this French history. So now the reason why we are following French history is very much related with our own present day. In India, we are following democracy. A democracy is a government we studied already in the civics. A government for the government, by the government, of the government, and leaders are elected by the people, and that is the government. The people had a control over the government, and basically a government of the people. So the government is controlled by the people. So this type of present system of government, how do we reach? एकदम ऐसे तो idea नहीं आया that okay, you need to follow, we need to follow this government. ऐसे तो नहीं हुआ है. So there are so many steps, and they studied, and so many revolutions and evolutions had been taking place, and finally it is the latest form of the government, that is democracy. I told you democracy is the not the best form of government. We do not know what kind of government may come later, and democracy is the best form of government among the existing form of government. Democracy is the बेस्ट फॉर्म ऑफ गवर्नमेंट इन द एक्सिस्टिंग फॉर्म ऑफ गवर्नमेंट. जो अभी जो दुनिया में जितना टाइप ऑफ गवर्नमेंट है उसमें से सबसे बढ़िया वाला गवर्नमेंट डेमोक्रेसी है. दैट्स व्हाट आई से. आगे से हमें नहीं पता क्या किया डेमोक्रेसी. एग्जाम्पल, अभी कोरोना वायरस की जो बहुत इश्यू हुआ है, इंडिया वॉज एबल टू कंप्लीटली, इंडिया वॉज एबल टू कवर, and now the government of the central government has given a warning to all state government, and they all followed. And best example, the Kerala is the one state which has become a role model for the entire world. How they managed, the whole India is looking to them, and the whole world is looking to them. How they managed. So it is the plus point of the government. And now, whereas look at this US, economically and everything is concerned, they are the far better than us. But there are 33,000 something people died yesterday. Till yesterday, 33,000 people. But why they could not control? Here, that value of democracy. Here, that even though we are following democracy, so the central government has got a control over the people, or state government also, if they do not follow, they will control, the government will control the people. But whereas that is in America, what happened? So they don't have the habit of sitting at home, and they don't want to keep the people inside home. And even if the government say that is, they will say then we don't want to sit. It is against the fundamental right. ये हमारा जो basic right के against है, you are locking us in the home. But whereas India, though it is basic against basic right, government said sit at home, sit at home. Yesterday, just I was just going out, so just I just went. I forgot to put the mask, and what the one police person came and told me, why don't you put the mask? I said, oh, by the time only I came to know, just I went for to buy the milk, and said, mask पहन लो नहीं तो FIR दर्ज करेंगे आपको against. See, the police is threatening me that is, if you do not put the mask, first investigation report case will be filed against you. So that is the power of the government against the citizen. And I went back and put the mask and came out. So this is the reason that we are able to control the corona here. In especially in Kerala and India, we may control. But in America, they are not able to control, because the reason the government cannot control or emphasis put the force on the against individual right. So, but anyway, they are also following democracy. Here also we are following democracy. These are the different levels of democracy. Understood? Now, so from where the idea of this type of government came, that is what we are going to study. So here, the reason why we are studying French Revolution, because this is the first country, basically, the idea of perfect or proper idea of democracy has been established. Understood? ये country the first basically a proper democracy का idea form इसी country से हुआ है, यहाँ का जो philosophers से हुआ है, and they are the people who formulate, they are the people who form an idea of democracy, and they followed it, and there was a lot of issues after that. There is a lot of changes, evolution, and there is they denounced the democracy. Again, they came back. A lot of changes had happened, but ultimately, finally, there is not only France, all the world, they all accepted democracy is the best form of government. This is the reason we are following, we are going to study the history of democracy. ये फ्रांस में how the idea of democracy established, ये लोग कैसे इनके बारे में आइडिया हुआ, what was the reason that they started the democracy. So in order to understand this one, how they thought of democracy, the idea of democracy, what do you mean by idea of democracy? Why should we be under a king, and after his death his king will come, his son will come, and his death, after his death his son will come. Why should we be under one particular family, the entire nation? Why can't we rule ourselves? You studied the constitution. Constitution is a written document made by the people and submitted to the people. You studied in the standard. So, and the idea of this constitution, idea of ruling the country by the people, they all came after the French Revolution. There is a lot of things that happened in French itself. So, the first country which really started with a democratic idea, that is France. That is why we are studying the history of France. How the idea of democracy that generated form in the minds of these people. Understood? There are so many philosophers. Just John Rousseau, some other people. That is, they all came forward and they motivated the people. So why don't you think in this way? Why should we be under one king, one person, and we give whatever we earn, and a good amount of money has to be given to him, and they are enjoying a lavish life? Why should we? What is the logic? They started thinking in this way. So now let us come back to the history of France. So just an introduction. So the French Revolution first page. I'm not going to teach you. The question may not come from this, but there is an introduction. There is a when you see a film, when you see a film. So as an advertisement, you must have seen a trailer. Some of a very interesting scene of the film will be shown to the people. That's called trailer, I think. So that is to create an interest among the people who wish to watch the film. So in the same way, there is in the beginning of this page, that is the first page, the French Revolution here. So one incident is given over there. One incident is given. So that incident is to create a kind of interest among new people. But I feel this trailer that create lot of confusion among you. So don't read it now. After the chapter finish, we will read this. When you read this one and with this idea you go to the next one, it create a kind of confusion in the mind. So this portion we will read later. So now let us study, let us go directly into the chapter and just let us understand what is the history of France. France was ruled by, that is, a Bourbon king, and that is the, when we study this one, the present scene, the Louis XVI was the ruler of France. Louis XVI. He got married at the early age. When he got married, when he became the king, so he found it is very difficult to manage the country. He had the shortage of money. He had the shortage of money. And it is very difficult to run the country. What was the situation? But there was a shortage of, acute shortage of money. What was the reason? Because the government had borrowed money from the rich people of the society, and every year that the government has to give 10 percentage of tax to the people, and whatever the money that is the king is getting as a tax, so they have to give a good amount of money as to repay as a interest with the money which they borrowed from the rich people. जो रिच लोगों से और लोगों ने उधार लिया था पैसा गवर्नमेंट किंग ने, तो उसको इंटरेस्ट रेट 10% था. वो इंटरेस्ट देने के लिए वॉट एवर द मनी दे गेट, द गुड अमाउंट ऑफ मनी हैज टू बी गिवन टू देम. Rest of the money, and so the administrative level they need to spend, and beside this some other reason also, and they had given a good amount of money to liberate the 13 American colonies that I'll talk to you later. Now, so I told you this is the 10% of interest they need to give to the rich people because the government or the king had borrowed the money from rich people. Now then, what is the structure of the society then? And then society, we need to study about the society. Society was divided into three. That is, one is called first estate, second one is called the second estate, third is called the third estate. And first estate may basically, and this roughly I'm telling you idea, the main king and other people, they enjoyed a lavish life. Second part, that is basically, that is the clergy, that means aristocrat, rich people and all together in the second estate. And the third estate, the common people. And what is the structure of the third estate? 90% of the people are in the third estate, and around 10% of the people first, that the king and other people, and then other the clergy and other rich people. What do you mean by clergy? Clergy means the priests, bishops. And why we use this one particularly on those days? So the Christianity has got a very good influence and power in the government, and whatever the priest and the bishops and whatever they say, that will be, they had a very good influence over the government, and they were holding a large amount of asset property of the country, and they had given their property on rent basis to the third estate people. And now listen, now I am a person on the third, and now who is giving tax? The tax will be given by only those people who are in the third estate. Understood? Tax will be given only by the third estate people, and the second estate people and the first estate people, they need not to pay the tax. Understood? Now this is a social structure, and the 90% people are there in the third estate. They are the ordinary people. And as for example, I am a person in the third estate. And what I normally do is, so I have taken the land from the second estate or the rich person, and 1 acre of the land I bought, just taken on rent. Understood? And I cultivated it, and I need to give the tax to the government. Suppose I got 1,000 rupees from 1 acre of land. I need to give the government a tax. For example, that is around 250 rupees, a good amount of tax. Plus another tax I need to pay, that's called tithe. That is, church used to take 10 percentage of your income every year. Suppose if I am getting 1,000 rupees, I need to give, that is 100 rupees to church. So 250 rupees to the king tax, 100 rupees to this one, to the church, 350 rupees. Then I need to spend, that is I need to give the gift, and then plus I need to give the rent because I borrowed, so I took the rent, or I took the land on rent, that I need to give to the landowner there also. So kul milake that I am supposed to give a good amount, 600 or 700 rupees I need to give to these people. Plus I need to find the money to cultivate. ये सब कुछ करने के बाद I need to run my family. So I have nothing. I have got only very less amount. So this is the condition of the ordinary people of the third estate people. Lucky and Dakshit Productions Private Limited. This kind of stop it. The stupid, please stop it now. I'm going to wind up the video now. You have enough time to just make this kind of unnecessary this one statement and all. No, I'm going to wind up now. I'm going to report the principal. Why you are here? Why you people are lucky and this, who is this no, who is doing this nonsense? Unnecessary chats and all. Why I'm asking these people? I can see why you are making unnecessary chats. If you are not interested, please go out. Nonsense. And you are sitting in front of this one laptop and you are disturbing others. You are a poison. What else? Other than what else? Sitting in front of the computer, this one, and giving this unwanted comments and all, and others are getting paying attention to this. What does it mean? Stupid. Please stop these stupid ideas, stupid words. I could have just started this chapter and just read it and finish it off. Why I am doing this? Nonsense. If these people are, I can see this name, and this, someone has given the code name. If you are not interested, please don't come. Tomorrow I will request the principal also to attend the class. For many of it is a fun. Now why you stop now? Many of you have got the nicknames, other name, and if you make any chat with your name and class, it should be. Otherwise, don't make any chat. Nonsense. There are certain people who want to study, paying around 80,000 rupees to the school, and you are doing this kind of nonsense. Who is this somehow Rawal? That is a 1/10 of their agriculture product, means that is the total income. That's the total, the 10% of their total income they are giving. That's called tithe. Whatever that agriculture product or whatever they are getting, the 10% of their total income. Learn to understand. Tomorrow onwards, no one will give you this that code name. I want to see your name, and if you are giving any chat, that should be valid. The church will take 1/10 of their agriculture product. What does it mean? Of their total income. Amaraval. Just look at the definition for the tithe. Simply wasting, and just in front of the, I don't know if your parents are sleeping or not. I've been listening, just I was avoiding it. I will not keep the video. Just after this, I will delete it also. There's a limit for doing nonsense. Sitting in front of the mobile or the laptop and making unnecessary comments. Lucky and Ashes Productions Private Limited. My dear, that is Sudhir Public. I am not started. Actually, I am telling the background. Versailles and all I will explain. That is, I am just giving the general outlook, the total thing about the chapter. And which you don't want. Whatever I say, you must understand. Then only you can understand the chapter. It is not an easy chapter. To bring to your mind to the chapter, I need to say many things and make you understand. Then only you will understand the chapter. I'm doing that. Unless and until you have a general outlook of the chapter, or without this general outlook, if you get into the chapter, you will not understand anything. First, listen. Otherwise, I could have started. I could have explained where is Versailles and all. I could have directly started. Without understanding general idea about what we are going to study, if you just read it, you will not understand anything. And I think I would like to know, this is Lucky and the Rashid Productions and many people. Tomorrow onwards, no chat will be. I don't want to see any chat without the name and the class division. I'm really upset. To whom I am doing it? I could have straight away started the chapter. No, I have finished. I have finished half chapter. I finished for the ninth diamond. Again, I am doing it for others. Disgusting. Spoiling the mind of a teacher, that is who want to teach. Anyway, see, really it makes me really upset. Okay, even if you are not paying attention, don't make this kind of unnecessary foolish chattings. Horrible children. Now, just the second thing that you don't expect this video will be continued. That is, I will delete it also. because you don't want it. Anyway, so why I told you why we study this chapter. First, that you need to understand and the structure of the society. You need to understand about the structure of the society. So the three societies divided into three types: the first estate, second estate, third estate. So the third estate is the people who have got the overburden. They are the people who are paying tax, and they are whether they are agriculture and they are giving the 10 percentage of their total income, whether it is agriculture or whatever it is, they are giving to the church one side, and they need to give a tax to the king, and plus they need to give the that is what is called the rent or whatever from where they have taken the land to cultivate. Then plus they need to work, they need the money to just cultivate. After doing all these things, they are left with very less amount of money. And the reason now, this is one of the main point you need to understand. People are frustrated and they are being troubled by the government. And this is the time they started thinking, Arey, kya kar sakte hai? Why should we be under this king? And what he is doing is only he is giving the trouble for us. He is just exploiting us. And this is the time that people started thinking of an alternative system of government. And the people started thinking, why should we under this king? This is the reason that we study this chapter. Now, so you understood the society was divided into three: first estate, second estate, third estate. Understood? Third estate is the people who belong, 90% of people belongs to the third estate. Understood? So now they are the people who are giving the tax, and the tax which is given by these people, the first estate and second estate, they never pay the tax and they enjoy the life. This is the structure of the society in France. Now, who was the ruler of France? The ruler of the France was Louis XVI, that is King Louis XVI. He became the king at the age of 20 now. And when he became the king, what happened? So he found it very difficult to run the government because the exchequer means the place where the money is kept, that is totally empty. And what was the reason that they had the shortage of money? The shortage of money, I told you, 10 percentage of the rate of interest the king has to give to the rich people, because the king has already, the previous one has already taken or borrowed the money from the rich people, and a good amount goes in that way. And beside that lavish lifestyle of the first and second estate people, the poor, the priests, bishops, the church people, they never give any tax. They are also enjoying the life. And now the another one, the king and other people, they also had a lavish life. And beside iske alawa, so there is a history. I'm just telling you why you don't want it, but I'm telling you for this those people who are sincere, they need to get it. So there is a just rivalry between France and Britain. Even you studied in the 8th standard, those who are in my class, I explained. So even when they came to India also, the French people and the British people, they fought each other. They fought each other. Because this rivalry not started from India, it is started there itself. And the French people and British people, they were dead enemies. Now, another history behind this, the people who migrated from Britain and they went to America and they were living. And now the 13 colonies who were basically originally from Britain, and they made another country called America, and they want to make America an independent country. America independent country. That is 13 colonies were fighting against Britain because they don't want to be under Britain. They want to be an independent country called America. And in order to ban what, because since the French and Britain were dead enemies, French people, they had given a lot of money to those 13 colonies who were fighting against the British. क्योंकि इनसे प्यार की वजह से नहीं, it was a kind of act against the Britain, because Britain was considered as the enemy for the French. And because of this reason also, French had given a good amount. Now, what is the actual condition of French? The king found it is very difficult to run the government. Now from there the chapter starts now. The new government, when the new king came to the power, he found it very difficult to run the government. And now he need to increase the tax. Now this is another point. To increase the tax or any major decision has to be done in France. So they need to get, listen carefully, they need to get the permission from first estate, second estate, third estate. Now, I'm just telling you this one. First estate, say for example, to make you understand, not exactly correct. From the first estate, 1%. Second estate, 1%. Third estate, 1%. There are how many people are there? Three people are there. And now the king I am a king. So that is, I want to take a decision. So naturally that is favoring first estate and second estate. And suppose if I want to increase the tax, now I'm a new king, I want to increase the tax. Now I want to get the permission from this that is three group of people: first estate, second estate, third estate. And the representative from first, second, third, they came. How many people are there? Three people. Now I suggested, now naturally the people from the first estate, one person, he will support me. For the another person, the people from the second estate, they also support me. And the third estate, they are the people who is supposed to bear the burden, they will oppose. But what is the strength? Only one. Out of three, I get the support of two group and I won't get the support of third one. But since I got two out of three, I can implement. For example, I want to increase the tax. Now I may get the support of increasing the tax. I may get the support of increasing the tax. First estate also, second estate also. And the third estate may oppose, but I don't care because I have the support of first one, two people. But what is the condition? Now, the third estate says now, that is a problem. Now, so the 90% of the people are from the third estate. So the number of the representative from the third estate should be increased, which the king doesn't want. But if the king agrees to give more people from the third estate, automatically, so the third estate, the number of people from third estate will be much more than the first and second. So naturally, what the king want, that will be questioned by the third estate, which king doesn't want. Now this time, the new king, he want to increase the tax, and he called the meeting of first estate, second estate, and third estate. And when they came, so this is the time. The third estate said, now we cannot, so we need the maximum number of voting power to the third estate, and we will not be take in this one. We need to, the third estate people should get more number, more representative. So we need to get the voting power, which was rejected by the king. So here, this is the beginning of this chapter. We will study tomorrow. Now almost time is the 3 minutes late, but I need to just make you understand. And tomorrow onwards, only those students who are interested, please come. And whatever the comment that you make, your name should be there. Understood? I am doing the work for you. I am doing the work for you. And if you don't want to take advantage of it, just be away. There are many people, many students who want to study. Let them study. Okay? Bye.